It's been a minute since the NBA trade gate swung open, but we're still stuck in that wait-and-see phase, with most teams keeping their cards close to the vest. But don't let the silence fool you. There is a massive storm brewing under the surface. On December 29, the Golden State Warriors got absolutely bullied by Scottie Barnes and the Toronto Raptors. Barnes didn't just play well. He snatched 25 boards, completely clowned the Warriors' interior, and served a cold reminder that Golden State is desperately lacking in size and length. Naturally, the front office is feeling the heat, and names like Anthony Davis and Michael Porter Jr. are officially at the top of their wish list. Meanwhile, in Atlanta, the Hawks are spiraling. They just dropped 7 straight after a loss to OKC on the 30th. Trae Young is back in the lineup and putting up numbers, but it's just not translating to wins. The defense is non-existent, and management has clearly reached its breaking point. Word from Mark Stein is that the Hawks are finally open to moving Trae. Not only that, but last year's top pick Zaccharie Risacher is suddenly on the table too. Is it time for Atlanta to put a plug on the Trae Young era? And could AD actually end up in the Bay? Let's break it down. The loss to the Raptors was a total wake-up call. Scottie Barnes single-handedly wrecked the Warriors' interior defense. 25 rebounds, 9 of them on the offensive glass. That is flat-out embarrassing. In the closing moments of regulation and throughout OT, Steve Kerr went back to his bread and butter, the small ball lineup with 6'6" Draymond Green at center. But Barnes treated them like a JV squad, grabbing boards over everyone's head. Look at the 29-second mark in the fourth. Brandon Ingram misses a triple, and Jimmy Butler can't even get a body on Barnes, who just taps it in to force OT. In the extra period, it was more of the same, Barnes out-rebounding Green and Curry for second chance points. Toronto finished with 14 more shot attempts than Golden State. You aren't winning games with that kind of possession gap. The craziest part? Scottie Barnes isn't even a traditional glass cleaner, he's barely top 20 inches the league in rebounding. If he can do that to you, what happens when you face a real giant in the playoffs? The Warriors know they need a fix. They're high on Anthony Davis and Michael Porter Jr. because both bring that elite size and floor spacing. But here's the catch with AD. The Mavericks aren't just going to hand him over. They're reportedly holding out to see how AD looks alongside Cooper Flag and a healthy Kyrie Irving before making any drastic moves. And then there's the price tag. Unless a third team jumps in, the Warriors will likely have to part with Jimmy Butler to match AD's $50 for him salary. There's been talk of moving Draymond Green instead, but that's a non-starter. Curry isn't letting Draymond go anywhere. He's the soul of that dynasty. Plus, a package of Draymond, Kuminga, and Buddy Hield doesn't really move the needle for Dallas. If they want AD, they probably have to move Butler. Now, AD is a glass man. He's played less than half the games this season, and his durability is always a question mark. But when he's on, he's a 2-0 and 1-0 machine who can still give you 30 on any given night. Jimmy Butler is still efficient, but his playoff Jimmy magic hasn't quite followed him to the Bay. He couldn't buy a bucket when the Warriors were on the ropes in the playoffs last year. If Butler can't provide that elite clutch scoring anymore, his value to this team is lower than a healthy AD who solves their rebounding and rim protection issues in one go. But honestly, Michael Porter Jr. might be the smarter play. Since moving to Brooklyn, MPJ has proven he's more than just a joke-kick accessory. He's putting up career-highs 25 points and 7 boards a night. He's 6'10", a D-dive from deep, 40, and he'd fit perfectly into that old KD role in the Warriors system. The best part? He's way cheaper to acquire. A package centered around Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and Hield could actually get it done. The Warriors are already shopping Kuminga, and the Nets will love a 2-3-year-old high flyer to build with. With the Hawks also aggressively pursuing AD, the Warriors might find themselves in a bidding war they can't win. pivoting to MPJ is the realistic, high ceiling move. And if that fails, watch for them to kick the tires on Nick Claxton, a poor man's AD who brings 7-foot length at a fraction of the cost. If you're enjoying video so far, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me make more video for you. Thank you for your supporting. Now, let's talk about the mess in Atlanta Hawks. Since Trae Young came back on the 19th, the Hawks haven't won a single game. Not one. When Trae was out, Jalen Johnson had this team in the top 4 of the East. Now, they've plummeted to 10th and are staring at the draft lottery. The problem is glaring. The defense is a sieve. They can't keep anyone under 125 points. Trae's offensive numbers are fine 20 and 9, but his defensive liabilities are destroying the team's scheme. When he's getting blown by on every possession by guys his own size like Jalen Brunson, it puts way too much pressure on the rest of the roster. The Hawks aren't in a position to tank. The Spurs still own their 2026 pick, so they have to get better now. That's why the rumors are flying that they're willing to package Zaccharie, Risacher, and Kristaps Porzingis for Anthony Davis. They're tired of KP's injuries and they've reportedly lost faith in Risacher's development. But here's the roadblock. Dallas wants that 2026 Pelicans pick that Atlanta is holding on to. That's a massive ask for a player as injury-prone as AD. Even the defending champ Thunder are getting in on the action, looking to flip Ousmane Dieng and picks for a veteran who can help them repeat. The market is getting wild and the clock is ticking. Here's the question to ask you guys. The clock is ticking on Steph Curry's prime. Is Anthony Davis the only player in the league who can actually save the Warriors' defense? Or is the asking price of Kuminga and multiple first-rounders just too high for a 3-year-old with AD's track record? If you're a Warriors GM, do you pull the trigger on this blockbuster or do you play it safe with MPJ? Let me know your trade packages below. If you're enjoying video so far, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me make more video for you. Thank you for your supporting.